Thank you for the introduction. Hello, everyone. So, as you know, my name is Gedas. I'm teaching chemistry and physics in the school. And today I will speak about the topic of your event is the third time's the charm. And I will look into it kind of from my own personal and scientific perspective. So, my journey began in Kaunas University of Technology. There I was studying food science. But at the end of my study years, I decided that to become an engineer in food is not for me. So I thought, of course, I finished my diploma, and then I thought that I will go full freestyle mode and try to find myself what I like to do. So the first job that I took was in the kitchen because I had some experience in the kitchen, and there I learned how to work under pressure, how to control myself even during the rush hours. The second job that I took was working in a bar as a bartender. There I learned how to read people. I think that's a very important thing. And the third time, and it actually was completely random, there was no further plan, I became a teacher. So for me, third time was the charm, but I would expand it like third time's the charm if you don't quit after 2. And that is very important to young people like you, because the world today is giving you a lot of pressure. You need to know what you will do for the rest of your life in 12th grade, or even 11th grade, or even in 10th grade. You need to choose your path, you need to make your decisions. Yep, but that is not how science works. Science works, for example, in physics, we take the first trial and we don't say that it's already true. We do many measurements, yep, and then we only say that this is a reliable data. Or another example in chemistry, probably some of you during your chemistry career did a titration, and during a titration, the first time you do the titration, it's not really clear. You don't know, your hands are shaking, you don't know what you're doing. The second time you do it, you see the end point a lot better. And the third time that you do it, you can see that it actually worked out, and you can take that as a data. Now, another important thing to consider is that I'm not only here because I like science, I'm here because I'm a teacher. And I think that one of the most ambitious things you could do is to become a teacher. And during my 5 years of teaching, well, almost 5 years of teaching, I heard many phrases about teachers, like, teachers are students who didn't leave the school. Teachers are students, or teachers are people who did not fit anywhere else, so they became teachers. But let me ask you this. If Lithuania or Europe wants to have many good doctors, who is the first person to help them to think? If Lithuania wants to have many great engineers, who is the person that makes them not afraid of equations? Or who is the person that lets scientists know the first step of becoming a scientist, to know that their trials that they fail is actually a reliable data? And all of that is taught in the classroom. And I want you to think of a classroom not as a place with just tables and chairs, but think of a classroom like a launch pad. Yeah? Now, in that launch pad, many students begin to learn. And teacher is the person that could give them momentum. Now, physics people probably know what momentum is. But in order to escape the gravitational force of the Earth, you need some amount of energy. And that energy is transferred to velocity, and that velocity is required to escape. But I think the equivalent in the classroom and the launch pad of that gravitational force is fear for students. Yep. So they are afraid that they will not pass. They are afraid that it is not for them. They are afraid that it's too difficult. Maybe some kind of assessment that they did before, and they think that it's like a label to them that they got a bad grade of. Yep. So the teacher there is not like a hero to overcome all of your problems. The teacher there is a person that would ignite that momentum and give you that lift-off. Yep. So the teacher is important in the class in terms of momentum. Now, in many years of my teaching, I discovered one thing, also other experiences that I had, is that students don't trust people or they don't learn from people who they don't trust. So, in a way, chemistry and physics is not only about science, it's also connecting science to people, so chemistry and physics to people. And it's actually, there is a thought that is very interesting about the universe and people. For example, all of you know that everything around us is constructed out of the atoms. Yep, everything. Now you would say that those atoms have different arrangements, so yeah, you would be correct, but those different arrangements are about only 3 fundamental particles. Those are electrons, protons, and neutrons. So in a way we could say that everything around us is constructed out of protons, neutrons, and electrons, and it's not that things that are outside, but also things that we even don't know of. So the whole universe is constructed of those fundamental particles. Now think of it that way, that if we are constructed of those particles and everything else, so the universe is teaching and learning about itself at the same time, because we are trying to find out things about the universe. Think of that. Now, when we talk about uncertainties, because uncertainties in science is reality, uncertainty is the school, or uncertainty is the laboratory of school. And in a way, you should be completing those things and reaching those things with the help of a teacher. And I really want to inspire you to become teachers, because that is really ambitious thing. And if we go further in Lithuania and also in Europe, a lot less people are choosing to become physics and chemistry teachers. Therefore, slowly, very slowly, but science is dying. We have less lab works, less teachers, less science that reaches us. So if you choose to become the person that is on the launch pad for your next doctor, for your next engineer, for your next teacher maybe even, make sure that you stay on the launch pad long enough for them to reach their dreams. Thank you.